Today I'm going to be discussing how to get Steam Wishlist without a demo and without a large budget or publisher assisting you, which means this video should be helpful to most indie game developers. I'm using the real life example of my own game because I wanted to provide information that has been proven to work, because I tested it myself. My game is called D.A.M Champion, and the first piece of advice I would give is to list your game on Steam far in advance from your expected launch date. This is to help you build wishlist over time as you market your game. You would be surprised how helpful this can be. The second piece of advice I would give is to be willing to spend money in order to have a nice looking cover art to attract players. In my personal situation, I ended up having a main cover art image and an alternate cover art image. Now keep in mind, you want to avoid having cover art that could be considered misleading. This is why I chose the cover art that was closer to matching the characters in my game as the main cover art. The third piece of advice I would give is to be sure to let people know things about your game that may be desirable or grab interest in your target audience. In my situation, I made sure viewers could see that it would be a game in the creature collector category, it was turn-based, and that the monsters had abilities. The fourth piece of advice I would give is to translate your game page in other languages. It is good to remember that some people around the world can speak multiple languages, so even though English is not their native language, once they discover your game, they may realize that they could still play it because they can read and understand English. The fifth piece of advice, and also one of the most beneficial, is to create multiple videos promoting your game. If you are not famous or have big name connections, one video is probably not going to be enough to help you reach your wishlist goals. The sixth piece of advice I would give is to use social media to get videos for your game seen, since that is a free method to advertise. You can use platforms like YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, and online web forums. The seventh piece of advice is that you can contact gaming article websites, but don't hold your breath on them discussing your game, or even responding to your emails. I've contacted several just to see if that advice was worth a dime. I'm still waiting on something. The eighth piece of advice would be to try to get your videos featured in showcases for indie games, especially showcases that match the genre of your game. This is a great way to get your game seen by your target audience. The ninth piece of advice would be to have merchandise associated with your game that functions as a form of advertising and also a way to help fund your game. Finally, the last piece of advice is that if you are truly building a game that you feel that there is an actual demand for, then don't lose hope. And trust that when your game does hit the market, that its popularity will grow over time from the players who enjoy it. I haven't heard of any games that there was a demand for that just never got found. I have heard of games that started small and then grew popular later on. One of the main reasons why I made my game is that there is no commercial game like it online right now. Since I wanted a game like that, I figured other players would enjoy something like it too. I asked around online and it confirmed what I thought. It turned out that I was right, other people did want a game like this. I'm hoping that these pieces of advice can help you as you try to market your own game.
If you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to subscribe and like and share. Find out what happens next time on the OFC.